Markups and margins. This is a problem we have, and again, because we're going to have to do things in a structured way. Right now, designers who have been doing things on their own have been managing, basically doing everything. They're buying the raw materials, they are designing, they're making their patterns, they're cutting, and they're producing. I mean, that's the way designers are doing it. I mean, everything. I mean, you know, I think, I mean, for designers who are sitting here, I think you can feel a bit relieved that you don't have to do everything anymore, you know. And that is the purpose of the production facility. Yes, you will still do the designing, and you will do your QA. You have to be, you know, do your quality assurance for every single thing because it's your brand, your label. Even though you are no longer sitting at that machine 24/7, you still have to ensure this is what, you know, my brand, this is what I'm trying to, you know, project. This is the type of quality that I want, you know. So, I mean, a lot of international designers started out small. They're not doing anything on their own, but we know the quality when we see it. Those of us who follow brands and stuff, you know the quality because they have established that quality, and yes, they have chosen the right production to ensure that they have that quality. So it's a relief not to be able to have somebody else do a lot of the work, but you're still not totally relieved because you have to ensure that the quality is there. Most companies try close to achieve a 50% margin at wholesale and 70% in retail. Now, this is not a hard and fast rule because it depends on the designer, it depends on the design, okay? But that is basically the ballpark figure for margins. Pricing, there are things that gonna determine prices. Pricing is another thing. I think figures have been thrown around in terms of prices, and I've heard overpriced items, and I think because designers are doing everything themselves, and you have to factor in labor, and I think most of the times the prices seem to be high. Now, at UTT, most of the students spend long hours to get to their final products. If they were to factor in all those hours, it would actually be priceless garments that they're producing. So it has to be some type of give and take, because at the same time you want to be able to sell your garments. You don't want to produce things that are so over the top that nobody can afford it. And if you are going into luxury market, here in Trinidad and Tobago, you know that's a smaller market, and most people who buy luxury items, where do they purchase it? No, not really, abroad. Most people, and you know what you're competing with here. Even with the 7% increase, what are you competing with? The Skybox, the Jetbox, every other box they got here. Almost like every corner they are one of these things. I mean, I think it was, like 5 minutes from my house. I swing the corner, I'm like, wow, there's a Skybox. I mean, they're all over now. So people can purchase anything online at a click of a button. They get their items within a week. So again, your pricing, if your market is a luxury market, of course, your prices are higher. You have to, just like holiday businesses, you have premium labels, as well as for clothing, you have luxury prices. You have to look at your competitors. Okay, who are your competitors? So you're going to have people, everybody have their target market. You know, some of your competitors may be targeting the same market. So you have to look at your competitors and prices. If your competitors are producing similar to what you're producing, and you have your prices twice as high, most likely you're going to lose customers to your competitors. So you have to look at these things. And of course, your production costs. We've talked about some of those costs. So these are the things that of course, you cannot, if you're producing something and you're not covering the cost of what you have produced, you're going to fail in business. So these are the things that you have to look at when you establish your price. And once the facility has been established and you don't have to do everything yourself, I think it will be a little bit easier.